So we were so thrilled and instantly began trying to test access. The matter was complicated by a change in the leadership of the collection, but it was one of those great changes in a field that I think you seldom witness. I think in our field, akin to the opening up of diplomatic archives after World War I, when the yellow books and the German Wilhelmstrasse archive and all those things were opened up, and suddenly you could get access to the documents that dealt with the origins of World War I.
Well, what about the opening in some of the Soviet records?
Well, that's the next step. Of course, that was yet to come at the end of 2 decades, or nearly.
But somehow this seems more vast, the time period it covered.
Well, yes, it does. I mean, the Soviet documents, I think, are. That's an incredible opening. But for the China field, of course, we were so focused on this to think that, yes, we could do that kind of history, because along with the sorts of documents I mentioned, memorials, there were also population registers, local records. One of the great sources for social history, which makes it possible for us to do the kind of work that European historians had been doing for generations, are the legal documents. In China, every year there is an autumn assizes in Peking, and all capital cases supposedly are reviewed by the emperor. On that occasion, all of the documents, including the depositions and the repositories of witnesses from the locale, were sent up to be reviewed. And those are sitting in the archive. So you can get into, let's say a woman killed her husband and she's sentenced to death. The details, the circumstances, the neighbors' accounts, the life of the family, how the woman was treated. Everything is in there. It's absolutely incredible. Well, so the next step in this, I'll finish with this topic soon, is that we suddenly began to develop close collaborative relationships with Chinese scholars. Before then it had been very much a polite passing, acquaintances. But working together in the archives side by side, many of us spending time on university campuses as the exchanges began to multiply and grow, getting out of Peking, which was one of our aims at the very beginning, to get to other campuses in other cities. All of these things spread the net wide, and the net result of this is that now, when this is almost part of the regular training of Chinese history students at the best places. By that I mean Berkeley, Harvard, Princeton. I don't know what Stanford. Stanford is sort of recovering now from years of neglect. Columbia is to send your students to China a year in advance before their research. Let them go into the archives, see what they can do with what they have there, what might be a good PhD thesis topic, meet and talk with the professors who will be helping them, and establish those contacts so that they have one leg up when it comes to going out and doing a thesis. And the quality of scholarship has just soared. I mean, it's the work that Matthew Summers at Stanford has done on Chinese legal history is incredible. My own students, they're just, all of this would have been unthinkable. And particularly the idea of getting into China. That's why I hearken back to the 60s and my feeling that I would never see China. And now, there's a sense of sort of fellow scholarly community with these people.